Alright, so when shopping for computers, just go to like a retailer that sells computers. Um, then just search for the high to low price. And what we're going to be looking at here is just some of the stats and see what's the difference between these expensive computers and these cheaper computers. Okay, so basically, we're not really, if you're not in the market for the really expensive, you don't have to start right at there. But you can see these are all like the M4 chip. There's an M3 chip, but M4. So there was no M3s up in the really top. So is there any M3s, M4 Maxes, M4 Pros, M2 Max, M4 Max chip? What's this? M4, 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 M3, M3. Okay. So from the just having a look here, I'm not a MacBook person. I buy Windows. So it seems that these M3 chips and the M2 chips, that there is like a M4, M3, M2 kind of hierarchy. So the higher the number, the newer the chip, and then you've got these Pro chips and Max chips. Now the highest models have Max chips in it, so I'd imagine that it goes M4 Max, and then M4 Pro, then M3, then M2. So that would be the chipsets. Now that you know kind of the chipset in here, now we're going to go and see kind of like which one, because they're probably going to be M3. And so we just want to kind of see what differences are. So let's click up this one. Um, so 8 core CPU and 10 core GPU, that's the graphics processing unit. So if you're doing editing or stuff that requires lots of the graphic card gaming, then a good GPU is going to be important. But more and more, a good GPU is important because they're used for running different functions. Okay, so we're just going to be looking at basically these things that 8 core or 10 core. All right, so if we keep going, and now load more and go down here in price. Okay, so you can see that it still had an 8 core GPU, but it's only got an 8 core CPU, so that's going to be slower. So these things are really important to look at, the CPU and the GPU. And then just for the ongoing your daily activities, then having like a decent RAM and a decent hard drive space to be able to store files on it would be good. But yeah, you're just kind of comparing what is out there. If you're using, like, if you have lots of tabs open on your computer, then like RAM. Right? If you have lots of files, then hard drive. If you do lots of editing, maybe you want a bigger screen so you can see stuff. If you're doing graphic design, maybe bigger screen. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I mean by like looking through these models will now give you an understanding of what is what. And now we can kind of go to a secondhand site and we can have a look up what's available. And we can kind of see. Okay, so now if we got a bit better idea of what we're after, and then I'd get things that is like a couple years old. So M1, so you know, and then only 8 gigs. So that's not going to be all too flash for now. So if you wanted a modern computing, all right, yeah, here, 14. So let's look for like the M2s would be like the just out. So these M2 chips would be worth looking at because basically you're getting this. So in this example, it's a 13-inch M2 256 16 gig. It's for 1,539. And when we had a look at the store, and we had a look at the same chipsets now in the newer one, a 13-inch. Let's keep going. So a 13-inch 256 16 gig. So 15. So 13, 256, 256, 16, 13, 256, 16. Okay, so here they are. So 1767 and 1538. So not much difference at all. A couple $100 between them, but I'd say that these computers would probably perform pretty similar. Okay, that's an older one. Yeah, I don't know. Does anything that's down, like then the 8 core, they're going to be slower. So anyway, it depends on what your budget is and what your main like heavy use of the computer is going to be. What's like the biggest task that's going to be required to do that you need it to perform in, whether editing or gaming. All right. Anyway, hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Peace out.